On first, triathlete second, fiance third.
All right. Cinematographer.
Trademark it.
Baton thrower. Going. We'll keep going. The list is long. Hey guys, welcome back. Friendly Consumption's here. This is your host, Raven. Once again, I have some guests. So this is Lex, she's my cousin, and then this is Lauren, she's my cousin as well. Okay, so we're gonna kind of just dive in and tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Lauren, and I live in San Antonio here, and
Were you born and raised?
I was not. I was born in the Woodlands, Houston.
Oh, interesting.
And then I grew up in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, came back here senior year of high school, and then I've been here ever since.
How long were you in Florida for?
From 3rd grade until junior year.
What do you miss most about Tampa?
Being so close to the beach.
I think that's the easiest question to
Yeah.
ask. What do you miss most about it?
Being so close to the beach, and then being so close to Disney. I love Disney.
It was every weekend thing. Maybe not an every weekend thing, but because it was so close.
Well, anything with school would be end of year party or summer bash. Those things were always at Disney and if it's the best.
Okay.
You know how we have Six Flags for San Antonio stuff? It would be Disney.
Okay, so how did you get
Yeah.
right. So how did you get from Florida to Texas?
That is a loaded question. I can give you the short answer, and that is my mom is just very God-fearing and very intuitive with God's message to her, and so she was called home because San Antonio is her home, and she believed that she needed to come back home, and my dad moved mountains to make it happen, and I was the only one that didn't want to go because it was my senior year. So
That's tough.
yeah, it was.
Transitioning to senior year.
It was.
How did that go for you?
It was hard. I am someone who was always the new girl, so we moved around quite a bit. I didn't expect it in my senior year though, so
You could have waited one more year.
one more year.
Yeah. How did they break the news?
My mom and I were really close. We were besties. So her just telling me hey, God is calling us home. I'm like, I don't want to go, but I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a Baton twirler too in high school, so I had my.
That is so cool.
Thank you. So I had my little team, and I was going. I didn't even know what school I was going to be going to here, and I didn't know if they would have twirling. And then
How did you get into baton twirling?
okay,
Wait, what high school did you go to? Did you finish out at? I don't remember that.
Holy Cross.
Oh.
Here?
But also, every time I see Evan with his Central Catholic, I'm like, let's go. Because we're rivals. But anyways, to answer your question, my mom wanted me involved in something extracurricular, and I didn't take to any team sports. I wasn't taking to dancing. It wasn't interesting to me. And we went to a church carnival, and these girls were twirling on stage, and I was like, that's what I want to do, Mom. And she figured out how to do it. And then also, stars aligned. I think following week at school, that same coach had handed out flyers at my school to try and get more girls to twirl. So
That kind of
It
was
was really in line for you.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, literally.
Yeah, some crazy drama ended up happening with that coach, but it gave me amazing friends, an amazing childhood growing up. I have an amazing talent. You can just pick up it's like a bike. You can pick it up and still kind of do things.
Okay, so talking about that coaching experience, now that you have a child,
Ooh,
are you gonna be super involved?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom was
There
really,
you are.
yeah.
She's on to it. Yeah.
My mom was super involved, and I really liked and appreciated that.
Yeah.
And so being all up in Isabel's business is going to be, just like my mom and I were besties, yeah, I want that for me and Isabel too.
Okay, so you come back to Texas, and what does it look like for you now? What does Lauren do kind of after that?
After moving here,
So you graduated, went to Holy Cross, right?
I always wanted to go to college, and so I kind of did some hopping around there as well. I started at community college, went back to Florida for a semester, came back because I was like, that's cool enough for me after all.
Oh,
Yeah.
try things out.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to try things out to
Yeah.
know that you want
I feel
to
like
do
you
something.
also have a kind of
Stepping stone.
yeah, moving around in college. So I had a similar experience. Came back to community college, and then wanted to go to end at a 4 years. So I chose OLU, and yeah,
What did you major in?
I majored in English with a minor in film.
Film.
And now it's coming back. I love that full circle moment.
So you're a creative individual. If you did a minor in film, what got you into that?
So it was actually at Northwest Vista. That's where I went. I was taking all kinds of classes because I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I need to find what I like. And they were offering a video editing class, and I was like, sure, let me try it. And I didn't even.
As like an elective?
Yeah, as an elective,
Oh, okay.
just to see, yeah, if that was something that I liked. I liked what I was learning and assignments that were given. I noticed, like, I was the first student there, and I was the last, like, they're turning off the lights on me, and I'm like, I didn't even realize I've been here. Like, I really like doing this. And so I was like, obviously, this is something that I need to pursue. And so that was the film part. I know how to do camera stuff, camera operations, but really what I like to do is the editing stuff.
And so how does that go into today? Because you just made a comment about, and we're kind of using it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so like, give us the full circle now of what's going on.
So out of college, I'll just go back a little bit. Out of college, so I was working at a doctor's office through college, and it was my full intention to find a big girl job doing video editing or any marketing service for that matter. I did try to network. It's hard in San Antonio to find that kind of stuff or those kind of people, but I was lucky enough to find somebody, and he hooked me up with a mortgage company who I was working with. And it doesn't seem glamorous, but it was actually one of the best places I worked at ever to date. I met the most amazing people. I've had the most like amazing mentors there. I still keep in contact with them. These are best friends of mine.
Yeah.
But that's where I learned a lot of like film work and what is it called? Producing. So like
Got it.
helping people be on camera
Yeah.
and audio, all that stuff. But then I realized that there was a ceiling at that place. There was nowhere like for me to really grow. I was just gonna kind of be doing the same thing day to day, and I was like, do I want my life to be this? Like, it's fine now, but probably not in 10 years. Yeah, and so I was like, let me try and see if there's anything else. Well, I had seen that a popular YouTuber was hiring a video editor. She was out in Austin, and I worked with her for a little bit. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Super cool.
I learned a lot working with her, and she was doing a book release. I gathered a lot of information just from like being video services for her. That fizzled out, and then I was kind of nowhere. I didn't have a job.
Kind of figuring it
I
out.
was freaking out because I was 6 months pregnant with Isabel, and benefits were gone. I didn't have insurance, and then Charles was like, "Well, we could go to the courthouse right now, and I could put you on my insurance." And I was like, "How unromantic."
Is that how you want it done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I don't know what else to do. And so, you reach out to the network and you find a job. And so that's where I'm at now. I'm just at a corporate 9-to-5. But then, on the weekends and on my evenings, I do product videography, which was something that was interesting that came upon me. There's this girl on TikTok, her name is Grace Wells, and
Shut out. Great.
Tag her later.
she does product videography, and the height of her career, I won't even say that, but like, she does TV commercials now.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
Probably seen some of them.
Networking.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she wasn't at the height of her career. Probably virality at this point. Like,
Okay.
I started following her, and I was like inspired by her. I'm like, I could do this.
Like you indulged in her art.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
like, this is something I could. Everything she's doing is DIY. I have a camera. I have everything. And one day she sent out an email to her followers saying like, hey, I'm going to do a class. Like, would y'all be interested? And I was like, yes, sign me up. And then like 2 years later, that she developed this like thoroughly. 2 years later, I'm signing up because like I'm in the first cohort. Like, I need to learn from her. But in the meantime, like while I was waiting, I actually didn't realize this. So Charles and I were watching a show on Discovery Channel called I Quit. I don't know if you're familiar. Actually, the premise of the show is that these business owners have 9-to-5s, but then they have passions on the side. So like there was someone that had a soccer team, and they quit their 9-to-5 to fully pursue their soccer team and like develop it as a business and things like that. And that's just one story. They had a few business owners, and I saw one that I was like, I want to work with them, and I don't know why, but I need to work with them. And I reached out to her on Instagram, and it took a few months for her to reach back. She was like, not right now. But then I think it was like 6 months later, maybe 8 months later, she messaged me back saying like, hey, we would love video services.
What was their business?
Is that, I don't know. Is that okay?
I mean,
Or just tell us like at least their craft.
Okay.
Okay. I remember that. Yeah.
wow.
It was chocolate. And so I was super excited because chocolate is my favorite and I get to market chocolate. Like, that is so fun. I was super excited for that opportunity, but I didn't have the skills yet. And so, man, what I would have done now, knowing what I know now, but I was trying to do product videography even before I knew it was what I was trying to do. So,
because you thought it was just a hobby, and then all of a sudden you get here, and you're like, oh, this is like something that
it's a whole lane.
Yeah.
People are doing.
Yeah.
And so when I realized that was actually something, I was like, okay, I do need to pursue this class. And yes, I was first cohort. I was one of the first people to sign up for the class, and it was, I want to say, 6 weeks long, 8 weeks long. I don't remember how exactly long it was, but the start of 2024. And I spent all of 2024 practicing, honing, and learning as much as I could for this. Your brother, your cousin, super, super supportive in this. He's taking Isabel, we're going to go have daddy-daughter date, like, you work. And I'm like, part of me is like, I miss my baby, but like, yes, yeah. I want to pursue this. And so up until now, like, it's something that I do on the side, and I remember like that 2024, I was working really hard on actual production, but then also reaching out to brands and reaching out to local businesses and like really trying to even just practice like talking to brands and talking to people, because that stuff can be hard.
And like asking the questions that might be needed for whatever you're doing.
Yeah. And then like trying to figure out like, okay, like, do you have marketing goals this year? Like, let me help you with that.
Yeah.
And so 2024 was a huge like learning year for me in that regard. But then up to now, I do have one client. I don't know if I can say, but it's a skincare brand, and they're out of Toronto, and I love working with him. He's super patient because I have been training for triathlon. And he's like, do I have any video footage? I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I've been running and biking and everything. I'm sorry. So,
That's crazy. So what is your favorite part of the process of that? Besides learning everything, right? Like, what was your favorite, I guess, category that you learned going into videography?
Yeah, because I did.
Because I feel like you learned so much.
Yeah. Okay, so category, what do you
like?
Are you talking about as far as like research, shooting,
behind the scenes, editing, like, yeah.
Editing is always going to be like top. I've always loved editing, like the polishing of things and layering things.
I didn't think I would either, but with my gaming channel, I'm like, oh my God, I found something new. Oh my God.
Yeah.
This can work like this, and I can cut this scene to go to this, and I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah.
And watching her do it, you see how much patience she has to be like, okay, she's been shooting this thing for like, 2 days? And she's like, all right, I did it. And it's like a 7-second process. And I'm like,
yeah, it's a 7-second scene.
Yeah.
I'm like, patience. That's key.
I really enjoy the behind the scenes too.
Thank you.
Those are really fun.
Those are really fun.
I think that's why I like this advertising commercial videography, because my background is in events, and there's really no storyboarding. There's no plan. It's really just like, okay, I'm going into, I refuse to do weddings, but like something like a wedding, you want to grab the kiss. You want to grab people's reactions to the kiss, or, just
that's
like
the climax of,
the high level
of
an event. Right.
Yeah.
And so I know how to navigate events videography wise. And then in editing, it's just like putting those things together and making it exciting. But there's not very much to it, in comparison to commercial, because it's like you can do so much more.
The creativity behind it.
Yeah, there's a lot that you can kind of do.
Oh, so you
special
really
effects.
enjoy commercial.
Yeah.
That is what you've set on.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. Not to say I won't do events. It's just that. Been there.
Okay, so tell me, what has been your favorite project so far?
I think honestly the one I'm working on right now, it's really annoying because the computer I have doesn't render my videos well. So one little 5-second scene will take 2 days just to render. And so I'm like this close to just, going $10,000 of debt and just the editing and then the project I'm working on right now. So the skincare brand.
That is really cool. I think that's so cool that you did a little network of Instagram and it just made your way there. And then you just network through that and that. Like that goes to show
It's hard
sometimes
work.
how and it's hard work.
It's hard work.
And how social media can really help you get out there.
And the people that I've DM'd directly, those partnerships have never happened. It was someone in literally somebody else's video saying I was coming and following people, and then that person was like, hey, let's work together.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's even, wow.
Yeah, better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it feels better when you're pursued.
Yeah, yeah, because it like they actually took the time to look at your information, see what you had, and went, she's got something.
Yeah.
Like she's got something. Yeah, so that's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also heard in the film industry, like never burn your bridges with anybody either.
Yeah.
because it is the little people that end up becoming the big people.
Yeah.
Because they're working like you. You have all this information. You're qualified to do it now because you have all this experience. Like. It's super cool. Now you have now she's got like a deal with skincare right now. Woohoo! That is so exciting.
And it's just a start.
Yeah, that's
It's
an
just-
interesting hobby. That's baton throwing, interesting.
And I was
like,
talking to somebody about it, to like have a passion that could also be something where you like income off of, which
and
is gonna come.
still the passion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
not,
not-
a lot of people can find that. So you are one of the lucky ones.
Yeah.
That's good to find it. Some people are chasing what they really want to do for the rest of their lives.
Oh, believe
That's super cool that you found it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this commercial cinematography is a hobby. And then you also said you do a triathlon. So tell us a little bit about that. What
Triathlete.
triathlete is a new term I heard just recently from Lauren. I've never heard that term before. It's super cool because I can't call myself that. So tell us, what is a triathlon and what got you into it?
Okay, so what is a triathlon? It is a 3-discipline sport. So it is a swim, it's a bike, and it's a run. And it should be treated as such, as a 3-discipline sport. So just like basketball, just like volleyball. It seems like a one discipline, but you're running. And you have to have strength too. So like some of those other things are kind of just like rolled up into one sport. Whereas this one, you can very clearly see like it's 3 different disciplines, but like as far as training, you got to do it all together because race day, you do it all together.
Yeah.
And logistics of that is really hard because a pool in San Antonio was actually really hard to find.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Especially
You
in the
said
winter
like
months, you're
you were
fine.
calling everybody, you were
Yes.
calling places to, and I didn't realize how hard it is to actually
Find a pool.
find, any type of facility that will do it. And I thought it was going to be like, I was talking to somebody, I thought a triathlete, or I think they only like, oh yeah, I can train in like a month.
Oh, you could.
That's unrealistic.
It depends.
Ain't no way. I was like, ain't no way. I did it once.
Did what?
I tried, no, not a triathlon. I tried the bike, I tried the swim, and I tried the,
Oh, you did.
no. No. I tried to do it all one day. I'm an idiot. Yeah. I tried to do laps in this pool. I tried
Okay.
to get a bike from my dad.
So it depends on your goals for the race. If you just want to finish 1 month preparation, fine. But me specifically, my goal for it was to cross the finish line, but then also not come in dead last. So I
Okay.
wanted to try and be
Okay.
at least average.
A little bit
goal.
above.
I mean,
A little
that's
bit above that.
That's a good goal.
Okay, so tell us what got you into it. So now we know what a triathlon is.
Like,
I just randomly saw on your Instagram, triathlon. I said, what? Who's this girl? Who is this girl?
one thing about Lauren is once she sets it, she's gonna do something or has her mindset to it.
Yeah.
she will do it.
She will do it.
Put everything aside to make sure this goal is accomplished.
Yes.
So let's hear about it.
So,
Please.
I think it was kind of on my bucket list for a long time to do something like this. But what lit the fire under me was I turned 30 last year. And I was like, where I was physically, fitness-wise, athletic, I was kind of unhappy with myself. And so I was like, I need something to push me. And so on my 30th birthday, I signed up for it.
So you kind of started a fitness journey.
I didn't even, kind of. I didn't even ask Charles. I didn't even tell him. I was just like, this is happening and it's in my own world right now. I eventually told him. But
Yeah. But you already made
Yeah.
the commitment in your mind.
Yes. And I was like, so my birthday's in August and the triathlon was in May. So I had quite a bit of time to prepare. And so, yeah.
Since you said you have time to prepare, what do you think is the right amount to train compared to where you train? Like, what do you think appropriately now that you did your triathlon? What do you think is the right amount? And do you think that you didn't have enough time? I guess is what I'm trying to get at.
I think I had plenty of time.
Okay, good.
I think if the right amount, that really depends on your goal for race day. If you're trying to be number one, you need probably, then it also depends on the race.
Yeah, do they break it into segments of like, all right, your time was this, or like overall it's a race from like start to finish? It's a race.
Yes.
But also,
I think they do break it down into segments.
Yes, right?
I saw your thing. I took a screenshot. We're going to look over
We'll
it.
edit it later.
Because I'm confused about it. So I want you to talk about that too.
Sure. So there are different like levels too. So like, for example, running. For a running race, there's a 10K, half marathon, right? The same thing for triathlon. I was in a sprint, but there was a super sprint. So it was like half the distance of mine. So like mine was an 800-meter swim. It was a 14-mile bike and then a 5K run.
You pick it all out? Like,
No.
you pick what you want to do?
I mean, when you're on
That's what I'm saying. Like 14 miles.
when you're on the site, like choosing which one you want to do, you don't choose the distance in each discipline. It kind of is packaged. So if I wanted to do the super sprint, that's the one I'm choosing for the 400-meter swim. I think it was a 10-mile bike and then a 2-mile run. So it's like a package. And then they also, this one that I was involved with, they also had duathlon, which is choose yourself. Oh, you could also do a relay in this one as well.
okay.
That's what it is called for two people.
A relay, yes.
Okay.
But a duathlon is either the swim and the bike, or the bike and the run, or the swim and the run.
Okay. Interesting. Wow, these are very new terms.
Yeah. But then beyond the sprint is, I don't have it on top of my head, but like the craziest one is the Ironman, right? You've heard of the Ironman?
I've heard of it, but I have no idea what it was.
It's a really, really big one.
Yeah, there's actually, and I didn't know this, I think everyone knows about the Hawaii one, the Kona.
Yeah. Explain it. I have no idea what it is.
Oh, okay. So the Kona Ironman, I'm not completely clear about the swim and the bike, but as far as distance, but I know the running portion is a full marathon. So if you take
This is all in one day, right?
Yeah. And so if you take like, the bike, I'm sure is a really long mileage, and then the swim is a really long mileage as well.
Oh,
Again, all in one day.
All in one day.
Oh
all
my
in
God.
one day. Yes.
So are triathlons healthy, in your opinion?
Ooh.
All in one day, 24 miles,
So
compared to with your two other added, you know what I'm saying?
healthy, define.
How did you feel the next day?
Okay.
Healthy.
Charles took care of me. He definitely recommended that I do like a salt bath before and then a salt bath after. So like I wasn't sore.
Shout out a supportive partner.
Yeah. So I mean, and he's there to help me stretch as well and like make sure I have water and to feed me. And so yeah, he's number one in my book. But the way I felt after, I wasn't sore. Although I will say, I know.
Wow,
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's great training.
I'll say that too. I did do a lot of training, but my lungs took 3 days to feel normal again.
Whoa.
Like they just feel like tight, kind of.
Like whenever I would breathe deeply, like a big yoga breathe, I would cough.
Almost like you had bronchitis.
Kind of. Yeah, but
You know how like it kind of takes your breath away for a second?
Yes, exactly that.
You ever think that would affect your diaphragm and your lungs?
Mm-hmm. Because you're breathing so much. It's so much cardio.
So now since we're talking about that, is it healthy?
Is it healthy?
Internally, you were like messed up. Physically, you trained well enough. Where on the outside, you felt like your joints were okay, your knees.
Yeah. My whole body was
The knees were the ones I was worried about.
My knees are actually great. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm really happy about that. But it really just was my lungs. But to answer your question, is it healthy? I think any sport can get unhealthy.
That's also true.
I'll just say
The
that.
desire for it.
Yeah.
The competitiveness.
I mean,
yes.
Plus
how
at
you
our
train
age,
for it.
plus at our age, how it's gonna affect us differently. Like the constant hitting on the floor. That's what I'm saying. Like your knees didn't hurt.
No, and I used old shoes too. So this was my first triathlon. I didn't know if I was gonna like it or love it or anything. So I really was trying to stay low budget on it. I did not buy new shoes. I did not buy a bike. The only thing I bought was a bathing suit because I didn't have one. I lost a ton of weight, and all my swimsuits didn't fit.
Hey, that's a good problem to have.
That was the only thing I really had to buy was my swimsuit. And
So you lost all that weight prior to the triathlon?
yes.
Oh, so she's really on a fitness journey.
I am.
Okay, so we're going to talk more about that after the triathlon.
Hey. So, but yeah, my two biggest purchases were the swimsuit and then just checking up on the bike because I didn't want to be.
Okay, so how did you train? Like, what did you end up doing? Like, was it every day?
It was every day.
So how many months was that total in training?
I tried training before, but then I got hurt. So
Before what?
officially my training started in January.
Oh, okay.
And I count it because, okay, so January technically was Charles and my fitness challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
I count it because it was a lot of strength training, and I think if I didn't do that, I would have paid for it on race day for sure.
Maybe that's why your joints and your knees and your muscles were able to recover because of the lactic acid of the strength training.
Yeah, I think so. But I was trying to strength train on my own prior to the 5 months, and then I did get hurt. I had some kind of knee thing, and I actually had to go to a physical therapist, and it took like forever. I'm telling you, like I was so upset that I could not train because I was like, I wanted plenty of time.
How'd you get it hurt?
I had bad form on a weighted squat.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah. Oh, so you've gotten hurt from that too?
No, I would hate that. No. I make sure. I understand.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was beside myself.
Yeah.
You could ask Charles, like, I was crying because I could not train.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a horrible feeling.
And you probably felt like the days that I don't train, that like you're getting
I'm getting further and further
behind. Yeah.
But then by the time we started the finish challenge January 1st, the good thing about it was we did the strength training 3 times a week, and then the rest of the days were just 2-mile walks. And so with that, I started off lightweight instead of like trying to load the bar like I was.
Yeah.
I started off with lightweights and then built up to what I could. And I think that is the way better way to approach it because I didn't get hurt.
Yes.
And I actually got strong. Huh?
Were you not doing that? You were loading the bar?
I think I was like, oh, the last time I worked out, I was squatting this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really depends. Every day. It
Yeah.
depends on how you feel, on your cycle, like emotionally.
Oh,
Now I know.
That's why I want up the bar. Now I haven't talked to him.
Now I know.
Yeah.
But I did not know then. And I was like,
What was the biggest mental battle you had?
mental what?
Mental battle, like throughout the whole process.
Wait. Before we get to that, so you trained 3 days of strength training.
Oh, that was the fitness challenge.
Yes.
When
That
I
was a great question. We're gonna. Yes.
When I was full send triathlon training, I used rule of 3s. Typically, when you're a beginner, you should do rule of 2, but I did 3 because I believe that the more you're in a discipline, you get better at it. So rule of 3s typically is 3 swims, 3 bikes, and 3 runs
For the week.
and 3 strength training. I added 3 strength training as well. So with all of that, that means my weeks were really packed full.
Yeah.
Like I was up for 4:30 in the morning.
That's dedication right there.
That's great.
Going to the gym out. Yeah, I ended up having to get a gym membership for the freaking pool.
So you really prepped, planned, and committed.
4:30 to hit the swim. I would do swim Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and then I had run club on Monday evenings. Then
Did you find a run club?
I did. Well, the church I go to, they do run clubs on Mondays.
Wow.
And it's at Woodlawn, which is a great place to run. And then I found love. Charles, yes. But I found love.
I was like, does he know this?
He does. He does.
I'm like,
I found love in Peloton. I am drinking the juice. I am drinking the Kool-Aid. I love it so much. So the place I work at has a gym, and so during lunch I
wow.
would.
That's even fantastic. I really thought about trying to work at a gym. I think that would be so easy.
Yes, it would be. It would be so much easier. But this one, yeah, I would do rides at work. And I'm hybrid. Monday through Wednesday, I'm in office, and then Thursday, Friday, I'm at home, which actually helps training because I'm like, I can rest these days that I'm not in office. But if I'm in office, like I should be going because I'm away from my family anyways. But yeah.
So you felt hitting these training 3 days and then going into your race day, you felt prepared.
I felt prepared. For the most part, if I could say I have one regret, I would say that I needed to do more breaks. So what breaks are 2 disciplines back to back. So,
instead of training just one thing a day, it's training this and that a day.
which I was doing one thing at a time.
Okay.
But I think I only did it that way because of time. And a 9 to 5 and a husband
And commercial.
Commercial.
And
Get rid of the
Baton
job.
throwing.
A job is the hindrance.
there were
In
times
my life.
That's what I call it.
Yes, there were times I had to. Yes,
Good.
because
That's that dedication.
I would tell Charles, I'm like, let me try to get a sponsorship by somebody while I'm on this triathlon because I would much rather do this than work. Anyways, but yeah, if I had one, it would be that I did more bricks. I did 1 brick 2 weeks out from race day, and then I did try a dry run of the actual triathlon with full distance everything. I think that was 4 weeks before race day, just to feel how I was gonna feel.
And how it's going to go.
Yeah, and also these are nuances, but knowing what you're gonna eat on race day so you don't puke or vomit or shit yourself.
I think that's a real thing with runners too.
Yes.
Like that's why they have hella porta potties.
Yeah, the next question is, after your question is, how did you pee? You know?
Yeah.
Keep going.
It was interesting. Doing that dry run, I was like, okay, I need to do my hair this way. And then I need to make sure I have water here and here and here. And I need to make sure,
Little stuff you don't think about.
right, exactly.
The nuances.
And then I even had my outfit that I was going to wear on just in case it was like chafing me the wrong way. Like,
Oh.
that's
Wait, okay, now I have a follow-up. How did you feel after the practice race compared to after the real race?
So the difference, I had a way better bike on race day.
Oh, yeah, this is a big thing.
Your Aunt Bumpy let me borrow her bike, and
Shout out.
her bike you could lift like nothing.
Oh, it was
Two-
it felt super weightless. That's good to know.
Versus my dry run on the triathlon, I used a mountain bike,
Okay,
and it was heavy.
Oh, so you
heavy.
used a regular bike, like a street bike, instead of a mountain bike?
For a race day,
Mm-hmm.
it was.
What type
I
of
think
bike?
it was a street bike.
I know there's 2 different types.
Oh, there's
But
tons.
not, I mean, I know there's tons, but you had a.
they have like
the-
small.
It was a
Small
really
tire.
thin tire.
Got it.
Whereas the mountain bike, it's like huge tires, and like you need both hands to like and actual strength to lift that thing.
Yeah.
And so I remember being done with the bike and looking at my time and being like, 1 hour and 30 minutes. Like, that's how long I'm supposed to take for the whole thing. Like,
Oh, so you cut your time that much? Wow, that really
Wow.
helped. Shout out Aunt Bumpy.
Well, also because the bike, you're putting more energy, like pushing and everything.
The weight.
Yeah.
because of the weight, exactly. And I did invest in some bike, what is it?
I
Strap.
have no idea.
Pedals.
That is so cool. I didn't even know they made those.
Yeah, you put it on your pedals.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
So your foot doesn't move.
Hey, triathlete.
Not only that, it doesn't move, but so typically when you're pedaling, you're going down, but with the strap, you can also pull up. And so you're not just using these muscles, you're also using these muscles.
The whole leg is working. I thought your ass was bigger.
And the quad. And the quad.
But yeah, what was the follow-up question?
The follow-up question was,
What was your biggest mental battle?
yes.
Ooh, the mental battle. Oh, I think I had it and it went away.
Was it more so the discipline? You feel like the
No.
mental battle, the endurance?
I think where I found it was trying to balance going hard, but also resting. Like, that was a hard balance to figure out.
That's interesting, because when do you know you have to go hard? During your swim? During your bike?
That's a great question.
That is
I
very...
still don't know. But sometimes as athletes growing up, you also don't realize that, like, your rest days are just as important as the days you work out. Which, like, growing up, you're just like,
Sleep is most
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
yeah, which is a lot of
The-
people lack.
The nights I would get like 8-9 hours of sleep, I had amazing training days the next day.
Mm.
Yeah, the less sleep I got, it was a lot harder. Which is hard because Charles is a night owl, and I like hanging out with him. Oh, that's so cute. But it sucks because like we're hanging out, and I'm like,
I'm exhausted, like, physically.
but he understands because he's like, this girl's been up since 4. She's been working out literally all day. I get it, but I
Yeah.
miss my girl too. It sucks. It was fun.
Wow, so it was really just the dynamic of balancing life through
Truly.
the training.
Truly. So what I had to do was literally lay out a weekly schedule and be like, okay, these are when my swims are. Thank God I have a bike at work because I can just knock out my 3 at work. And then runs, I can kind of do like fill in gaps. And then the weight training I can do with Charles.
Yeah.
But then I was like, okay, what about these gaps? Like Tuesday morning, I don't have anything. What should I put there? Maybe just rest.
Yeah.
Maybe, and then if I want to do something, if I feel good, like, let's go, I'll do a Pilates. Like, that's the most I'll do.
Yeah.
And most times I actually would. I'm like, I feel good. Let me do a Pilates session.
Yeah, that may have actually helped you.
And I think it did. My thought process behind it is like Pilates is a practice for exhausting your muscles. And like when you're biking 14 miles, you're exhausting your muscles the whole way. I think it actually helps.
Yeah.
So next question, how do triathletes pee?
I didn't have to pee
Through the whole thing?
through the whole thing.
Wait, so what was your time overall?
My time, I think, was one. I could be wrong. I don't want to.
Less than 2 hours?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I think it was
No, I think it
158.
was, yeah.
158. Yeah.
And that was like, how many miles were you on the bike? And then swimming?
Swimming was 800 meters. Bike was 14 miles. And then I did hit a PB or PR on my 5K.
Oh.
32 minutes, I think. Oh, she's got
She
it.
said she-
And it's 32. My 5Ks have always been 45 minutes.
So they break it down into categories. So I have a picture. Obviously, it's her run time and everything, but I want her to kind of explain to me if I didn't know anything about like a triathlon. Yeah, see exactly what everything means
Okay.
on that.
Question, 'cause I thought it was like a 3 thing that says broken down to 4.
So, let me go from the top here. Okay, overall means out of everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody who's racing. So there was 153 girls, and I came in 93rd, which I was disappointed in. But okay,
So out of 153 women, you were 93. That's great. That's good.
You beat one of your goals.
no, I beat both and didn't come in dead last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you completed it.
Yeah, both of my goals. Yeah. For my age group, there were 27 girls in my age group, and I came in 20th.
Wow.
Still not dead last. And then
And they really break it down by like piece by piece.
yeah.
I didn't know they could do that.
Yes. My time was, I knew there was a 22 in here, but I was like, there's no way I finished with an hour and 22 minutes. So with an hour, 58 minutes, 22 seconds. And then the split. So the swim, okay, so before I go into this, my goal for each discipline was a 20-minute swim. It was a 45-minute bike and a 30-minute run. And from these results, I came pretty close to every single one. So swim, I did 19 minutes and 24 seconds. T1 is the transition area. So by the time I left the pool and got to my bike,
Oh, they checked that too?
they track it too.
Wow.
Which was crazy.
Which is really nice though.
It is really nice. No, it is really nice because it's like, okay, essentially you can take off the 2 minutes and 42 seconds it took me to get there. And yeah, that's my real time for thing. But so this was held at the JW Marriott, and from the pool all the way to the transition area, it was like so far. And I'm like, I don't want to get exhausted trying to get to my bike.
Yeah.
And so I'm walking. Meanwhile, these girls are like running past me. I'm like, y'all are dumb. I'm just
I trained for this.
I was
know
like,
what
I
I'm
need to
doing.
pace myself, so I won't be running like y'all. But so yeah, T1. It took me 2 minutes and 42 seconds to get all the way up that hill and onto my bike.
Over hill too. That's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then okay, so I didn't have waterproof headphones, so I couldn't listen to music while I was swimming. Also, they did not allow headphones on the bike.
What?
Wow.
But it was for a safety thing, because yeah, when you're on there, it's like people are passing you, people are slow on this side.
Oh, they gotta say like on your left. On
Yep,
your right.
yep. You got to stay alert. So it was fine, but you're kind of like sitting in your thoughts.
Keep going.
But like the anxiety almost took over.
So there was one girl that I was like kind of riding with the whole bike ride, and it was so funny because like up the hills, my thing is hills. They're hard, and so I'm going up the hill and I'm like, come on, go! I'm telling myself. This girl's next to me.
Oh, like you're like out, like out loud.
Yeah, because you don't have a headphone. Because you're hearing everything. That's so funny.
So I'm telling myself, come on. And the girl next to me is like, come on, let's go. So, yeah, motivation for sure. So the bike took me 58 minutes, 55 seconds. It was longer. What is it, 13 minutes longer than I wanted.
Yeah.
But that's okay. T2 is another transition. So by the time I get off the bike and start running, it took me 1 minute and 52 seconds to do that. And then I started walking at first because I wanted my headphone. Like,
Oh wait, so you could choose where you start.
no. You just start running, or the course starts whether you're running or not.
Oh, so what you mean is like you can choose swimming first, running second, and then bike third.
No.
There is an order.
There is an order, and
and the
it
order
really
is
should
swim,
be.
bike, run.
It really should be that way, because if you put the swim anywhere else, there's a chance of drowning.
Like that one CrossFitter that I heard about. Yeah.
Dang, you didn't think about that either.
Yes, you want to get that one out the way.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes, exactly. So, but the course started, I was walking because I had just done the bike, but also like my headphones were not connecting to my phone. Horrible thing. But I thought with some of the runs that I did, I was like, hey, I made good time and I kind of walked a little bit. Okay. Now I know that. So, but I paced myself in the beginning, walked a little bit, got my headphones together, got my music playing, and I'm like jamming. I'm like, get out of my way, let's go. And yeah, it did me well, because for the run, 35 minutes, 5 minutes over what I wanted, but that's a PR for me.
Yeah. I mean, this whole event is a PR.
True.
What was all the
What was your
bet?
power through song like? This is what's gonna get me through it. Let me play it real quick.
So, I'm a little bit of a nerd in this way. So, like, to fuel my runs, I would create playlists ahead of time. Like, this is homework. And so I'm like, there's a science to this. There's an art to this. So, like, okay, I start off with something very nice and sweet, slow, because you don't want to, like, after your bike, want to sprint.
Take off, yeah.
So it's slow. So
this is very curated.
yeah,
I
it's
love
very
this.
curated. And so, like, because my goal was 30 minutes, my playlist is 30 minutes.
It was kind of helping you.
So you also know
time
where
you
Wow,
are in that
okay.
playlist.
She's a
Exactly where you
genius.
are. That's smart.
I'm
brain.
starting off slow, exactly. I have the slow songs in the beginning, and then I have kind of what I call builder songs. So songs that, like, later on in the song they kind of go, and then, like, the last 3 songs are like, oh, I'm ripping it. So, like, but then last minute I was like, I know this is gonna add to my playlist time, essentially my run time, but I really think crossing the line with this song is gonna make me feel amazing, like I'm in a movie. Where's my phone?
Yeah, we need to hear it.
Or you need to at least tell us. Yeah.
I'm not remembering the song off the top of my head, but I had heard it on the way to the triathlon, and I was like, nope, this is it. This is it.
Were there any specific rules for bikes?
No.
Like, you couldn't have this type of bike?
The only rule was no headphones, or 2 rules. No headphones, and then you couldn't share air pumps. Oh, and you had to have a helmet. You had to. And if you didn't have a helmet,
To
you
like
couldn't
require,
purchase it. Yeah.
Safety first.
So, for example, my first running song is Tadao by FKJ. No? Wait.
I think I'm thinking of another one. Go through it.
Oh,
Can we?
I don't know if the copyright.
probably.
We'll look back at it later.
Well, if you know it, do the, like, you can sing a little bit?
Okay, no, you
No, I don't know it. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Twigs, yeah.
FKJ, yeah. But then, okay, I have on here Needed Me, All For You, Janet Jackson,
No, you were everywhere. I love that.
Sunshine, My Girl. But this is a
Oh.
remix. It's a remix, so it's like a builder song for me. I'm like getting to pace. And then Imagine Dragons, Whatever It Takes, SOS, Rihanna, which I was on the run. I'm like, I added this. I don't like this. I feel like I'm losing breath from this.
Because now it's control of your time.
And then I have Million Dollar Baby, because I don't know why I like that song. And then Breaking Dishes by Rihanna. It's an amazing running song. It goes fire. APT by Rose and Bruno Mars. Oh, I love that song.
Okay, so did you have clothing-wise? Did you wear different clothes? Did you change mid-mile in, mid-20-mile in? Like, how did you...
Hold on. The last song is Kiss It.
She's looking into a regular one right there.
The one that I added last minute that I was like finishing the race with the song Kiss It Better by Rihanna. Oh, it was like,
Oh, yes.
it was so
You can't go wrong with Rihanna.
movie-esque,
You can't
like
go
crossing the
wrong.
finish line with
You
that
use that
song.
one with me? No, I can't not use it.
Headphones on, everybody's blocked, you hear them, you
Yes.
just see them cheering.
Yes.
Yeah,
So good.
Yeah. I really liked, it
So
looked
good.
like, from the photos, it was you only crossing that finish line.
It really did.
It looked so cool. It, like, got you perfectly, because I wouldn't want somebody behind me, like,
No.
you were all alone.
Wait.
There was a
No.
girl that came from behind me and sprinted past me.
I did see that. I mean, she sprinted.
It's fine. It's okay. She can have it.
I got the picture. I got the picture I wanted.
I had the song.
Yes, that too. Okay, to answer your question, for real triathletes, they have a tri suit. So this is good to wear for every discipline. Literally, it's waterproof. It dries super quickly, and then it even has like the butt pads for the
bike.
bike.
Mm.
Wow.
And so, and there's like pockets for when you run too. So, those are expensive. I didn't know if I was gonna like this, so I did not invest in that. I did get a very cute like one piece outfit. It's got short. So what I did was when I was done with the swim, I toweled off and then I just put like shorts on. And then I had my shoes that
And you already have it where the location is for your next event?
was transition.
Yeah.
That's why it took me a minute because I was putting on my shorts
That
and
makes
my
sense.
shoes.
So if you're to train for the next one, you can also get that time down to get your overall time down.
Yeah.
And that's also probably why they track you, right?
Yes.
Wow, that's nice.
Well, so nobody helps you at all
No.
in this triathlon.
No.
It's you. You're putting your own stuff on.
Yeah.
You're getting your own bike and hauling.
Nobody's allowed in that transition area, so yeah.
Wow.
I couldn't give anything to Charles for him to like, here it is.
What was the preparation like as far as like getting there and getting your tag, getting your number, getting your setup, setting up your bike and all that stuff?
So that was another thing. You had to know where your bike was because it's in a sea of bikes.
Wow. So you needed to go to the location and make sure you knew where it was.
Where it was, right. Okay, so check-in was the day before, or technically the night before, and you drop off your bike. And it's like nerve-wracking because is someone gonna mess with my bike?
Somebody
Like,
sabotage me.
You
yes!
just think of kind of the negative possibilities.
But then it's
Yeah.
like, okay, it's all right. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
And this one was really good because they had guys there like, oh, your tires are a little low, dude. So I got my tires aired up, and then I racked my bike there, and then I mentally like, okay, this is the fourth row that I'm in, and I'm like the second rack here. Like I have to mentally so that when I'm coming back to it, like I know exactly where it's at, and I don't waste time trying to just look for my bike. But so it was at the JW Marriott. Have y'all been?
Yes.
No. This is a huge place.
Quite a very spacious place.
This is a huge place.
Which makes sense why they use that pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of space to do all of these things. So finding the place would have been impossible had I not like followed stuff. No, they have a bike. I'm gonna follow them.
They might know where they're
crowd. And I got checked in, and they just give you. I don't know if you guys have done races at all, like running or anything like that.
I would really love to.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
try one maybe. But yeah, they just give you a number. They don't like Lauren isn't assigned
Nothing
to a number.
fancy.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, there's a number here. Here you go. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm this number.
I actually
Like
went
your
in
number.
28.
Yeah, I know. And then they give you, or I was given a bag. Had 2 shirts in it, which was really cool. A little mug that said she swam, she biked, she ran. Yeah, it was really cool.
You said the next morning.
Yeah, I did.
Paid for it.
And then they also give you little tattoos. So I wore a tattoo.
Did you do it on the day? The race day?
Yes, I did.
Oh, good. They do that at Spike Fest.
Yeah.
So Spike Fest is like a volleyball thing. They give you like tattoos and you can wear them on the day.
It was my number, my bib number.
That's even cute.
Yeah, it was really cool. So it was on my arm and then it was on my calf. And those were really cool. What else was in there? Oh, just my bib. And then, yeah.
So it didn't take you too long to check in.
Not really. What I really wanted was to scope out, like, okay, where am I biking? Where am I running? Where's the pool?
Archie, you hadn't seen any of the layout.
I had never been to JW Marriott. I tried to get there with plenty of time to kind of look around, walk around.
So maybe that kind of makes sense why you fell under the category of maybe the 20th or the 93, because maybe there were some women that went there all the time.
There were, because a few of them were like, oh, this is my 5th one that I've been to.
Yeah.
The girl that I like swam with in the beginning, she was like, I haven't swam since this time last year. I was like, girl, I've been swimming. I have a gym membership for what? But another extra thing that I did was a week out, Charles actually drove me on the bike path. So he was like, okay, this is where it's gonna be. So I was familiar with where I was gonna be biking.
What do you mean? What do you mean drove you on the bike path?
So
Like it wasn't on the sidewalk? Like
no, it was on the road. Yeah. So he was like, okay, this is where it's gonna be, and you're gonna turn around here, and you're gonna do this 3 laps. And I was like, okay, I clearly see where I have to go, and it is marked, but knowing beforehand, it feels like, I don't know if it does, but it feels like you have a leg up. I took a good look at the lazy river. It looked a little intimidating because I didn't even anticipate this. It looked big, but then when I'm in it, it wasn't big at all. What I kept running into, so like when I'm training swim, I'm doing laps straight. I don't know if you're familiar with swimming, but like you wear the goggles so that you can see the floor, and the tiles will tell you when the wall is coming. So, and you can kind of see like there's a wall here, or if you're in the middle lane, you don't have to worry about that. But like you're swimming in straight line. This is a lazy river, so it winds, it curves, it turns. And so I'm swimming as I've been training, and I'm running into the wall. And I'm running into the wall. And this girl's kicking me. And this girl is like trying to swim on top of me. And I'm like, and then I get tired, so I start walking, but then I see like 3 other girls walking as well. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not a complete failure for feeling so tired right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's a little bit about the prep. I kind of saw where the run was, but I didn't have too much time because we had a meeting to go over like everything about the race. Oh, man. So, I woke up at 3.
Just because nerves.
Oh.
She looks like I do it like every day.
No, this is earlier than I've ever woken up to eat my breakfast, which was so disappointing because that whole week I was trialing the pancakes that I had made for my dry run, and for some reason it was not agreeing with my stomach. And I was like, I cannot chance this. So I tried making like a rice pudding because I was like, carbs. You know, and then a little bit of the sweetness, like, will help me. And for some reason, it wasn't sitting well.
You
with
should have
me.
told Charles to buy some spaghetti. Have you seen The Office? And put it next to your bike and then just carve up.
So I had spaghetti the night before.
I would have too.
It was so good. But, so tried and true, I ended up doing just some avocado toast. And 2 boiled eggs. And I know that one is tried and true because for the fitness challenge, that was my breakfast. And it never made me sick. So it was kind of boring, but you know,
Did the job.
it did the job. But woke up at 3 to make my avocado toast and my boiled eggs and have some coffee. Get ready, do my hair, pack up everything, make sure I had literally everything. That was one thing. My aspiration, one of my aspirations in life is to be a minimalist, but like being a triathlete, no. You have so much stuff. Like there'd be times I'm like, why is it so much stuff? But anyways.
So we talked about you holding the water. Right? How did you hold that water? And how much? And like ounces, is there a limit on what you could have done?
So that was actually on accident. I did not mean to do that. There was a little water thing on the bike, but it was ruining my cup.
Mm-hmm.
And Charles was like, no, use something else. And I was like, okay, I'll use a regular water bottle. But I hadn't tried it out if it fit in the water bottle holder on the bike, and it didn't. It didn't fit, yeah. So with my breakfast, I also had like a full water bottle, and then I had also like a serving of Pedialyte, because hydration. Electrolytes. I wanted to have that in the tank before anything. And then that was my other, I don't know if it would be a suggestion or just something I did, but I stopped fluids like an hour prior because I didn't want to pee. So.
Yeah.
She's teaching us little things we would not have even thought about.
Yeah. Those little nuances.
Yeah.
And because this is a 90-minute race, or the first discipline is 20 minutes, so I didn't need water. The bike was where I was concerned, but I just like chugged some of the Pedialyte that I had in my water bottle before my bike, and I was good. Like I didn't have dry mouth, nothing like that. I wasn't craving water, so I was good. But then on my run, I was like, I can't. Like I need to have my water with me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's why in my triathlon pictures I have a little water bottle, and then I had twisted off the top. On accident, it flew off, and that's why it's all like crunched at the top because it was spilling all over me.
Oh, like
yeah, like running and it's like full.
So now that you've completed your triathlon, you're a triathlete, would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
And do you recommend it?
Oh, if you want.
Okay.
Would you do this one again, or would you try another one?
Would you go? That's a good question. Like, would you go further into triathlons like Ironman, like we talked about in the other one?
I would love to.
Wow.
I would love to.
What is the thrill of it?
I think in my mind, it's impressive that I can do it. So like, I want to be able to do it.
How many people can say it?
Not very many.
I can't. I cannot.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool because like I love each discipline too. I've found love in doing them. Like I would love to be able to just like in the morning kick out a cool swim before work, and then the Peloton during lunch is such a vibe. And then runs after work are just great. And then keeping up with the strength, the weight training.
Oh, so you enjoy the training of it too?
I
Sounds
think,
like.
yeah, I think that's why I really do like training for it, and then feeling myself get faster and stronger, and seeing physical differences as well. Like,
Yeah.
that's exciting.
What was your favorite event? Was it the biking, the running?
On race day or just training in general?
Let's do training and then on race day.
Okay. So something that Charles recognized about me is I don't like training by myself. I like a group setting. I like working out with people. But the bike is different.
I don't. I like to train by myself. I don't know
think it
what is.
depends also the vibe. So like,
Yeah.
I really like working out with Charles because he'll pick up like things and I'm like, I'll pick up 20.
You're a bitch.
But that's why I like it, because it makes me competitive, and I like that feeling.
You're that girl on the treadmill that gets up and pushes it higher and higher when somebody's right next to you. Oh God, that's so funny.
Yes, I will die for pride.
Ego so big.
Exactly. So in training, I honestly think the Peloton. I love the Peloton.
Yeah, just like we talked about, like I found a new gym. I'm obsessed with it. Yeah,
Yes.
it's like the small little thing.
It's small little things. But whenever I would run, it was a lot harder to run by myself. And I'm like, who does this? But when I was with a friend, I could keep up with them. I could go faster than them.
Because you didn't have your
Competitive,
you didn't have your headphones on. Like, I mean, whatever you know what I'm saying?
Training with a friend or like.
Yeah, like even running with a friend, like you're not listening to anything.
Mm-mm.
You're just running with them. Are you talking with them? You know what I
On
mean?
the long runs, I would talk, even though that was really hard for me. That was really hard.
That actually
Yeah, but
made
it
me
was,
help
but
you.
it helps. Yeah.
I was like, that actually made you help. I really.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so. And then a lot of my runs were also with Isabel in the stroller, so like she was weighted. But then I also don't like running in my neighborhood without headphones, because especially when I'm with Isabel, I need to be able to be aware.
Well,
I mean, that makes sense.
I'm first.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
like second. Beyonce third.
Yeah. So I would say for training the bike, actual race day, that's a hard one. I think swim was annoying.
Just because it wasn't what you expected.
Yeah, getting kicked, getting hit,
Yeah.
people swimming over me, running into the wall.
They didn't even care.
There was one girl who kicked me, and I looked at her. She wasn't going to say anything. I looked at her, and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was like,
Catch me in the gym, girl. Catch me in the gym, girl.
Let's go on that bike.
I was like, "Wow, I can't believe that happened." So the
interesting.
swim was not as great. The bike, it seemed so much longer than I really thought it might be, but it was also because I didn't get to have music, and they didn't play music. I thought they would at least play music. They did not.
5 years huffing and puffing.
Yeah, and then people passing you too. Like, yes. Maybe the run was the most fun, actually. Yeah, I was actually dancing because I had my playlist.
Yeah,
Gets it better.
that like when it finally turned on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting, Lauren. You've really got me thinking about being a triathlete.
Really?
And like wanting to try it. Yeah. I think just what goes into my mind is really the difficulty, like you said, of finding the facility
Yes.
that's going to be able to do it.
Yes, cause that works with your schedule too. Because like there are natatoriums in San Antonio, all around San Antonio, but their hours are weird. Like they're open at 2.
But you're also saying trying to train during a winter time.
Yes,
That was
yes.
probably one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
Yes. So my training started in January, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
I have no indoor pools unless I want to do a gym membership, which I didn't. I was trying to not pay money to do this.
Yeah. Because you weren't sure of what you were willing to put into it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure
if
if I
you were
liked
going to, like it.
Yeah, but I remember talking to Charles about like going to a friend's house to borrow their pool, and they had a big enough pool to do laps in, but he just thought like the logistics of doing that is going to be like their schedules have to align with ours, and like,
Now you're fighting other people. And it's just
Yeah.
and he was like, let's just do the membership, it's okay. And I was like, okay.
Wow. On your side.
Yeah.
So we talked about a little bit about the fitness journey, right? And how you started it prior to your triathlon. So tell us about that fitness journey. What got you into it and how it kind of took off?
The short version. I'll say this. So when I turned 30, I really didn't feel good in my body. Like I just felt like I had so much potential, and I am very competitive.
Don't we know it at holidays? Don't we know it?
Yeah.
We also have a proposal.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I turned 30, I signed up for it, and I was like, okay, I kind of dabbled in stuff. I have an app, I think I was telling you about it, has different things in it. And so like I tried a strength program, and that's when I got hurt and I had to stop everything. And then I remember talking to Brandon and O. I don't know if it was Brandon or if it was O. But they had done their competitions. What are they?
Bodybuilding?
Yeah, the bodybuilding competitions. And I was just super impressed.
Aren't we all? Shout out to our cousin. We are all on a fitness journey.
We are.
It's great.
Theirs is awesome. And I was super inspired because, like, I've always wanted that physique where I look strong. Like, you look at me and, like, she's strong.
Like, oh, she's in the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, for them to quickly, it seemed quick. I'm sure it wasn't. I'm sure they had all the time in the world. But
it did. It's like being outside and you sometimes just see everything and it's like, oh, damn. That's how it felt with you too.
True.
But I've also seen that.
No, but I for sure felt that with Olga. Like, all of a sudden, she's in this competition. I said, who is that girl? I zoomed in and I said,
That's
her. That's my cousin. Oh, my God. She's hot. I said,
She is. So I was like, who trained you? And she's telling me about this guy. And I was like, okay. I'm putting it in the back of my head. And I think I had asked her, like, those ember months, the September, October.
I was like, what?
And then I had time to sit with it, and I was like, why don't I give this to
because they're both, like, want to be the center. Oh, Lily for sure.
me too?
Okay. So
Okay. I've been with your cousin like 4 or 5 years, and every year, every time, all the time, he's telling me, I want to be athletic, I want to be fit, I want to be this. And I'm like, I'm not seeing any action from you. Like, we need to see action, sir. And so I signed him up for this fitness challenge, and it's a 6-week challenge, and they give you a meal plan, and they give you a fitness plan. And he lost 20 pounds.
Well, both of y'all.
6.
You were in there too, no?
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
I lost 15, which was good. I feel really
How
good.
long? So 6 weeks?
6 weeks.
That's a combined, what, 35, 40 pounds?
20 plus 15.
And 5, 30?
Yeah, 35. Wow, did y'all end up winning?
No.
No.
We did not.
They got robbed.
We did get robbed.
Olga, you gotta ring that next time. Somebody in the family's gotta win.
Even though we didn't win the competition, we still learned a lot. 3 times a week, strength training, full body, like, that's easy. And then walks for the rest of the days, like, so simple. Why haven't we been doing this? And then, like, I feel like I knew about food. I didn't. I totally didn't. And so truly feeling the hunger that you're on in a deficit,
On a cut.
it's literally
Plus
like,
you were working out more, so like you're hungry
Yes.
more often.
yes. And I remember going to the gym and telling the trainer, I was like, this diet is not working. I'm starving. And he's,
You're killing me.
you're killing me. And he's explaining to me, like, oh, the hormone, blah, blah, blah. It's telling you you're hungry because you used to eat all this food.
Which he's right. But what you have to have a deficit that is moderately low enough to where your body isn't gonna, at the end, when you're done with your cut, it's not gonna bring all of it back.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think sustainably, it was too much of a deficit.
I thought so when you were telling me.
But if it's a 6
14 almonds.
Oh,
I
I said, girl, you were getting a
14
little more. You could have 2 more almonds. An hour bite.
But because I'm so, like, disciplined and so I need to win this challenge, we are going to win this challenge, I'm telling Charles, you better eat those 14, not a 15. I'm packing these for you. You are not allowed in the kitchen. Like, and so I was like, no. But it was good because we learned a lot about, like, the food. So what I was trying to say is, like, for a 6-week challenge and to see, like, those quick results, it's nice.
I mean, they
I
were.
believe it.
They were quick.
6 weeks,
I couldn't
20
believe-
pounds.
You showed me. I said, 6 weeks. That's why I got nervous at your deficit. And
But
then
also
it
6
kinda
weeks, 20 pounds, like you're gaining a lot of like muscle at the same time. So
True. So my chest press started at 10 pounds, and then I ended
Dumbbell or barbell?
dumbbell. Sorry, 10 pounds. Yeah, sorry. I guess 20.
I was like, what? That's not that far.
I ended my gym membership at 30-pound dumbbell.
Yes,
And it
ma'am.
was so good. It felt
Yes,
so good.
ma'am.
I lost some of that strength though because
When you're doing that cardio as a triathlete, oh yeah, you for sure are. That's why
I did
do
a strength
everything.
test last week because I'm starting a strength program next week.
Well, so she's on her fitness journey. You really got into
There's a lot of things I go into, but last week I did a strength test and I was gassed out on 20s.
test in terms of how much reps you could do in that.
No, so what I did was three sets in reps
Yeah.
of whatever I can do in 10 reps.
Oh,
Like whatever
of your
good-
highest weight.
Yes.
Okay.
And so with each set, I was trying a little bit higher weight, and then there was one, I think it was the overhead press, yeah. I completely failed at 20s. No, 20s was too heavy for me. 15s were good. So I'm on a strength program starting next week. This might be toxic to say, but it's been on my bucket list. I wanted to complete a 75 hard.
We support.
We support. Okay,
We support.
Right
We'll
on.
do it.
Why would that be
I
toxic?
won't do it, but we support.
Okay.
That's true discipline. Like, it's so many different aspects of your life.
Hey, have y'all seen Kalani? She's on that 75 hard.
Is she really?
She's
gorgeous.
like beautiful.
And she's
you would never know.
strong.
No, yeah.
You would never know.
I'll cut that out.
Cut it out because, yeah, I was joking around.
We support. We support. We're all here.
Mafia, like, please.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, my 75 hard starts actually tomorrow. So
With your new fitness goal, with your new fitness journey, it's starting. Are you trying to separate that? Is that not going to be too much?
I would say no because it's far less than triathlon.
I was just going to say, well, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't ask her. 'Cause
At this
the
point, the triathlete was like the
peak.
top. Yeah.
It's like the peak.
Wait, so what all comes in 75 hard for you? Because I know like a lot of people like modify it for like their own meaning. What's yours?
Which is fine, to each their own. I am a purist in that way. I would love to. A challenge is a challenge. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it.
Mhm.
And so it means choosing a diet and sticking with it. No cheat days.
What will be your diet?
So because it's phrased that way, I am phrasing mine a certain way. So being at 2,000 calories
That's the moderate.
with a focus on whole foods and protein. It doesn't have to be, but just a focus on protein and whole foods.
I don't do cuts or bulks. I always, he told me if you just do your moderate 2,000 with the focus of your protein, you will be leaned out. So like, at first I was like, I don't think you really know what you're talking about. And then here I am a year later and I'm like leaned out. And I continue to do that. I'm not on a cut, not on a bulk.
Because you used to do that.
Yeah, I used to do that and I could never hit it. And finally he told me, just lean out. Like this, just do your 2,000 with your focus on protein. He goes, if you don't hit your carbs every day, that's fine. If you don't hit your sugars or your fiber, whatever, every day, that's fine. He goes, as long as you hit that protein and you get it a little higher, that's all that matters.
Yeah. And then for me specifically too, I'm a sweet tooth. And so I can't say like no sweets during this.
I feel like that. Like
won't.
I think we've described it's all our biggest weakness.
Yeah,
What you said
mine
at
is
the beginning.
chocolate. Yeah, I mean, literally, like,
But-
kills me.
You know, a little bit is not gonna hurt. It's when you have the whole bag. It's when you have the whole entire container.
Okay, so doing the 75-day hard, no cheat days.
That's why I phrased my diet as 2,000 calories.
It might be included in there, but she will not surpass it.
Okay, that's so funny. Okay.
Okay, so after the diet, what's next?
2 45-minute workouts. One has to be outside.
How many days?
Wow.
75 days.
No, like, for the, like, how many two-a-days for that week? You know what you're saying? You just said your exercises, one has to be outside, like, you're doing one exercise outside for the week? Are you doing more?
A day. Oh,
A day.
Two
So you're
workouts
doing
a day?
2 workouts a day for 75 days, every day.
So one could be like your Peloton during lunch, and then the second one could be like a walk at night. Okay, so something like not overbearing.
Okay,
simple, but
I
still...
was about to say, Lauren, that's a lot.
Oh,
But
yeah.
what am I talking about? She's a fucking triathlete. I keep saying
I'm
that's
telling
a
you,
lot.
that was bio-worthy.
do you know Bretman Rock?
Yes.
How he lists out everything?
Yes, we love him. Love him. Cousins?
Huh?
Aren't y'all like cousins?
Are we?
I
We
think
could be.
Right?
What were we talking about? Oh, 75 hours. Okay, so 2 workouts a day. One of them has to be outside. So yes, a walk is fine, and they have to be 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It cannot be.
45-minute walk is a push, though. Like, especially if you're doing like your family time, because you'd love to include that. So it's
Right.
like quality time. Like,
Yeah.
again, you're hitting so many little things at once.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, I love that. You know, when you come back on, we'll talk about that too.
Okay.
And we'll talk about, like, the mental health into the 75-day hard. Like, how you feel after.
Yes.
So maybe you should journal it.
Okay. Well, I do have a journal. So one of the things is a daily progress picture,
Mhm.
and I have a little photo printer that I was gonna plan to use to literally print out the pictures. And then another thing is a gallon of water a day. I'm sure you could surpass it if like you need to, but
Working out outside and you.
Oh, in the summertime, you're gonna hit it. You're gonna hit it. You're gonna hit it.
Yeah. And then 10 pages of a nonfiction book a day.
5-day hard? Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I do audiobooks. It doesn't count though. The guy who makes it doesn't, he doesn't count the audiobooks. But I would do that anyways. Like, that's just what I listen to at work. But yeah, physically reading something, that will be kind of different for me because I'm not the greatest reader.
Does a Kindle count, or does it have to be like hard pages?
For the challenge itself, I don't know. For me, I'm like, let me just read some of the books that I have at home that I literally buy and just look at.
Yeah, they're sitting on the shelf. They probably need to be finished.
Exactly. But I have it all planned. I almost brought my little 75 card book, but I didn't. I have everything planned out. I have my why. I have like.
Okay, good. Yes, and we will talk about that next time you're on the pod. Yeah. That is really good.
I just noticed that I need something, a goal to run to.
Yeah.
I think it's also very inspiring to see you do it at 30.
Okay.
Because sometimes, like, you're in, like, sometimes being in your 20s, you're like, oh, I feel so stuck. Like, what am I doing? But then they also found, like, you see shows be like, it literally starts in your 30s. So I'm like, seeing you, that's what I told you the other day. I was like, seeing you, it literally is, like, inspiring.
Okay. Well, that's really cool. I mean, you have a lot of hobbies. I mean, a lot of hobbies, too, that you can network off of and make, like, monetize it and contribute to your household. Okay, going into our podcast, we kind of have segments. Are you excited?
I'm excited.
Okay, so I have 2 segments. I have trivia, and then I also have, like, story time.
Cool.
What do you want to do first?
We'll do trivia. On story time.
So trivia is, are you smarter than a 5th grader? These questions shouldn't be too hard, but like I'll talk about it every pod. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? When I was growing up watching it, I couldn't get any of the questions. I couldn't get any. Okay, so I gave them boards because we're getting into our trivia segment. Yay! So, here we go. Trivia. 5th grade science.
Ooh.
And they win nothing but bragging rights. Okay, 5th grade science. Okay. What tool is used to estimate the likelihood of certain genetic outcomes?
What the?
I know.
Can you repeat the question and slow it down a little bit?
Okay. 5th grade science. What tool is used to estimate the likelihood of certain genetic outcomes? I'll give you 20 seconds.
This is like open answer, no like.
This is the open answer. You don't get A, B, C, D. Not at all. Not at all. I think you got it.
Thanks.
I think you got it.
It was
All right, you ready? Okay, they're gonna flip. Ready? And flip. The Punnett Square! Lauren's got one. Yay! And you know what's crazy? I bet you were like, oh, of course it is.
I've heard of it.
Yay! Lauren's got one. She's on the board. You're gonna get on the board.
I'm on the board.
You're gonna get on the board. Okay. You're gonna get on the board. 4th grade English. 4th grade English. Story conveying a moral lesson is called what? I can give you a hint on this one.
Wait,
I'll give you the first letter.
Lesson?
A story conveying a moral lesson is called what?
What's the first letter?
Off. Sit.
Another?
Sit. Because usually it's very bright. Lou, cut it out. Stay.
I should go other safe.
Okay.
I was like, don't be cheating. You saw that too?
You think I would have time?
No.
You think I would have time to do all that? I can't spell, first of all. Like, messed up.
Okay. Let me read it one more time. A story conveying a moral lesson is called what? You want the first letter? Starts with an F. Seconds.
I should know this as an English major.
I think this is my time to shine. I could also be very fucking wrong.
Okay. Are we ready? And they're going to flip now.
I'm scared.
A fable.
Oh,
A fable.
Yours is close.
Yours is closer, Lex. Yeah. You're not on the board, but yours is
Yours is close.
I'm sorry, I can't give that to you. Okay.
Oh.
2nd grade science. What do you feel like is y'all's best category?
Right now, science.
Okay, perfect.
Right now, nothing.
2nd grade science. These collect energy from movement of air. I'll give you a hint. They're usually out in the boons, out in the country.
Can you repeat it one more time?
Yes. These collect energy from movement of air. 2nd grade science. They don't know that. I'm telling you, they don't know that.
Isabel knows this.
Oh, I love that.
Such a smart girl.
We're ready?
Yeah.
Windmill. Yes. Oh, you're on the board. That
Okay.
works. Wind turbine, windmill. That works.
I mean, they equivalent to the same, no?
Yes.
What did it say on there?
Windmill.
Really?
That's like I think the sophisticated
Sorry.
answer. I think
It is.
right. Okay, 4th grade
Wait.
English. Are we
Here
ready?
we go with English.
Wait.
Okay.
I actually thought this one was quite difficult. I couldn't get it. Often seen at the end of a sentence, the 3 trailing dots, ... that indicates the omission from speech or writing of a word that is superfluous or able to be understood from contextual clues are known as.
I feel like that was way lengthier than it needed to be.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that.
It's also pronounced superfluous.
Superfluous.
I feel like the
That's
first
the
half was that.
Yeah.
Because I remember it. Like I can draw it out. But like.
Yeah. Often seen at the end of a sentence, the three trailing dots that indicate the omission from speech or writing of the word are known as.
Just write it down and then erase it.
I'm probably gonna spell it wrong.
It's okay. It's okay. Just do the best you can.
Let's go.
Well,
We'll just go. We'll just go.
Okay, you ready? Just flip your board. No, it's a listen. One?
yeah.
That's really good.
Thanks.
Most of these guys, no, you know, I love my guests, but they do be missing a lot. So that's really good. Okay, we can do two more. I have two more for y'all. Which one do you want to do first? Third grade geography or fifth grade math?
Well, let's do
Third grade.
geography.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hard for me.
Third grade geography. The world's highest mountains are in the. I'll give you a hint. There's a Disney ride.
Disney World?
Yeah, but it's a ride in Disney World.
Okay.
In the U.S.
Because
Correct.
there's also Disneyland.
Oh no,
Is it
wait.
different?
The one in Orlando. World.
That don't help me because I don't know shit about them.
Oh.
Can you say that one time?
The world's highest mountains are in the.
Oh.
Oh,
I know what it's
actually.
called, but I don't know. In the.
Seconds.
You know what's bad when you're stumped? You start looking at people and they're all like.
You know it's bad when it's a third grade question. You're
So
stuck. You're stuck. Dude, you're not even, are you on the board? Oh, yeah, you're on the board.
Hey,
Sorry.
board.
All right, we're flipping. 3, 2, 1.
This is the mountain, but I don't know what it's.
The Himalayas.
Dang.
The Himalayas.
Oh, I also had put an arrow. The Himalayas. I didn't know. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Okay, here
I
we go.
couldn't think of it.
Fifth grade math. Evaluate the following expression when y equals 4. 3y plus 5 equals.
Is it going down to like?
There's no way this is the. Oh, hold on.
Don't make it harder than what you think it is.
Okay, no.
Remember, you're just plugging in that 4
Thank you.
for the y.
Oh wait. You know, look, I did forget about that 4. Hold on. I did forget about that 4. Let me just. Give me some more time. Can you read the actual form again? What was it?
Evaluate the following expression when y equals 4. 3y plus 5 equals 5. 4. You ready? Flip. Yes, it is 17. You're literally just plugging that 4 in for the y.
Yay.
You multiply that 3 times 4, then you plus the 5, and you get 17.
See, because I forgot that 4, I was like, okay, so I'm trying to figure out for y. It's like,
Same.
is
You were
the-
trying to divide it.
Oh, yeah,
right?
so I was like,
Yeah.
okay, wait.
Yep.
So is that,
Yeah.
it's going to get down to like the decimal? Because I could not get that for you, but.
I did the same thing.
That's all I was like,
And that was it for Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
I got
Trivia.
I'm smarter than 3 of them.
Yay!
I'm at the bottom of the barrel.
Yay!
I hope y'all like that.
I'm remembering the Himalayas.
It's just some things on there that I'm like, oh, yeah, of course. A third grader would.
Absolutely not.
They're
that,
in
but-
it though.
I'm like
Yeah.
17 years
They're-
out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not there.
That's not. Yep. That's not fair.
Okay,
Good job.
Good job, sister.
Thanks.
story time. So I usually get my story times off of Reddit. I love Reddit.
Me
It's
too.
just something that I go in the mornings on. Like,
That's good. They say
it-
reading in the morning is really good for you
Yeah.
instead of social media.
yes, yeah. So
I do
actually,
crossword puzzles now.
I used to do that. I used to, as soon as I got out of bed, scroll on social
Same.
media. It's
Same.
not healthy for you.
So to add on to some of the 75 hard stuff, like every 2-week block, I'm gonna add a healthy habit in addition. So like putting the kitchen to bed. Our family is terrible at washing the dishes at night and cleaning up the kitchen. So like every couple weeks, I want to add stuff like that. And one of them was also instead of social media scrolling, I do crossword.
You know, we used to be terrible at that growing up. Like, I feel like my family was awful with the kitchen.
Same.
And I think because I grew up like that, I'm like opposite. And I'm like, before I go to bed, I got it. I don't
When I
care. I
lived
don't
in-
care if I don't even turn on the dishwasher, but I got to put them in there. I got to do
Yes.
something.
When I lived alone, it was like that. It's harder when it's everybody's mess.
Right, and
Yeah.
you're all living together. So that's a good transition to the 75 part. Because you heard after 21 days, you built the habit. So that's what I've heard. I don't know if it's true, but I feel like it is true.
We'll see.
I'll probably ask you 25 days in. Is it a habit or not?
She's like, I know, girl. I'm still fine.
Okay, so I'm going to read you this story. I want you to interact in the story. I want you to tell me literally like what you think, what you don't think, what's next, what what do you think this story's going to be about? I want
Okay.
you to be involved.
Okay.
Okay,
We're
so
involved.
this next story.
Oh.
Yes. Okay, this next story, because I feel like the dates matter. It came from fall of 2020. Or summer of 2020. Okay, so we're peak into COVID, right? COVID happened in February, going in 2020. Okay, it doesn't, I think this comes from relationship advice. So off of Reddit, this comes from relationship advice. So the title is My Mom's Rude Customer Turned Out to Be My Girlfriend.
Jump scare.
That's interesting. How?
Okay, so here we go. So this is a 21-year-old woman who's writing in. A 21-year-old and a lesbian. So I think that's needed for context. My girlfriend is 36 and bisexual. My mom had me young at 16, so she's 37 and works as a waitress at a high-end steakhouse. I just moved in with my girlfriend 2 weeks ago after dating for only 2 months.
That's crazy. Oh, but
Hot.
this is
Lesbians for sure.
That is That is crazy.
I was gonna say because of COVID.
Yeah.
So
double whammy.
you're taking out the lesbian. You just think more so it's more of a financial thing.
Only because that's when Charles moved in.
2 months?
No,
That's
no,
also
no,
when
no, no.
I moved in with.
2 months?
We weren't dating actually, but like we were seeing each other, and then COVID happened. It's like when you're in COVID, everything goes on lockdown. You have nothing to do but hang out with like people.
Actually, maybe it was 2 months.
Wow.
Are y'all a lesbian relationship?
Maybe. I lied. I didn't even realize that. Wait.
He is 21 and her girlfriend is 36. So I guess at that point,
That's an age gap.
that's an age gap too. We got to look at that. That is an age gap.
It's fine.
Age canyon,
Yeah.
really? Like what?
Okay,
Okay.
so let's continue. So I just moved in with my girlfriend 2 weeks ago after dating for only 2 months. Side note, I do not recommend. 2 months is crazy, unless you're like Lauren and Charles.
It works for some people, not everybody.
Not everybody, majority, maybe not everybody.
It was during COVID too. We were. What is it called?
I have no
COVID
idea.
relationships is that?
No. When you cut yourself off from everybody, what was that called again?
Oh,
Codependent?
quarantined.
Quarantine. We were
Oh.
quarantined.
I said codependent. I'm sorry.
Oh, well then
I mean, kind of.
they go hand in hand out in some ways, but like yeah.
So I'm like, I'm sorry. Lauren.
Anyway,
Okay. Moving in with my girlfriend is a culture shock because she made close to 7 figures last year. And I'm a struggling actress / college student. So my mom is serving the lunch crowd and goes to meet a woman. This woman did not acknowledge my mother's greeting and interrupted her when she rattled off the specials. It says, when her soup comes, she tells my mom her wallet costs more than what she made in a month. So be careful, okay? She snapped her fingers to get my mom's attention, but when she came without her beckoning, she rolled her eyes and said, you will leave me alone. At the end, when my mom asked if she could take her plate, she sarcastically asked if she had any other bright ideas. In the end, my mom went to take her Amex card, or MasterCard or whatever, and saw the name on it and put 2 and 2 together. She got a very poor tip. At the end of it, she said she's given me the information and that what I do with it is up to me. I am in denial that my girlfriend would be like this. She's always been sarcastic, but in a very attractive way. In fact, the only problems we've had is that she sometimes comes off as flirtatious to others, and I get jealous sometimes because I can see she has a lot of options. That kind of makes sense. Age gap. 36, 21, 7 figures. She's struggling, college student. So I can kind of see, I don't know. It's kind of like grooming. So when we've gone out, she's been nice to the waiters. But my mom and I have a very close relationship. Remember, her mom was young when she had her.
Mm-hmm.
And we are very honest with each other, and I can't stand the thought of anyone being rude to her. When I asked what the woman was wearing, my mom told me exactly what she put on this morning. So when my girlfriend got home, I asked if she did anything interesting today. She said not much, and I asked if she was in a bad mood, and she asked why I would ask her that. Now she's getting suspicious because I turned down sex. And when I tried to talk to her again, she said she was busy. What do I do to confront the issue? What can I do if she was having a really bad day and this was out of character? I love her a lot, and she's been extremely generous to me, so I don't know what to do. I think saying the wallet and being that's expensive, that's the character.
Yes.
Like, I think saying that to a random individual that you don't know, like, especially at like a restaurant, like that type of industry, I feel like, oh,
Well,
you're
you're
just playing your
assuming, yeah.
character. Because I feel like when it comes to going to a restaurant, that really determines how you are in a sense of morality.
wow.
That's why I say some good first dates that I think you should go to would be like a Korean barbecue to see kind of like how your who you're dating at the time is going to interact with you. Are they feeding you first? Are they pouring your water first? Are you doing the same?
Like that.
Are they cutting your steak? Like, are they cooking first, and then are y'all going back and forth? But you know what I mean? I think having an experience, like a restaurant experience, shows you
A lot.
about a person.
Yeah, it did.
Saying the wallet thing goes, oh no, that's character.
Yeah.
And she makes 7 figures. She probably didn't even think of that waitress as a human.
No.
Which she's feeding her, like.
And I feel like
Right?
that happens a lot in the industry.
Oh,
in
for sure.
in the restaurant industry.
Money really gets to people's head like that. So. And snapping at somebody,
For what did they do?
I really do it to the dog.
Yeah. That is horrible. Okay, so there's comments.
Oh.
There is
Conversation's always the best part.
there is old advice that you should pay attention to how a new love interest treats people like waitresses who
Yes.
are strangers to her
Yes.
in a subordinate role who have no lasting impact or influence over her.
Mm-hmm.
There is also a significant age gap to consider given her behavior with your mother. I think that you will see other red flags in your relationship if you examine it. That had 1,900 upvotes.
Wait, say that one more time?
The comment?
Yeah.
There's an old advice that you should pay attention to how your new love interest treats people like waitresses who are strangers to her in a subordinate role who have no lasting impact or influence over her. There's also a significant age gap to consider given the behavior with your mother. I think that you will see other red flags in your relationship if you examine it, and that had 1,900. Like that comment alone had 1,900 upvotes.
And then remind me, what was the age gap between the mom and the girlfriend? Because the girlfriend was 36 and the mom was 30.
Girlfriend is 36, so mom had me young at 16, and she's 37 right now.
Oh, so they're basically
So
the same age.
they're basically the same age.
Oh.
Oh, that's
interesting.
weird.
That's weird. It's weird
So
with my
that goes to
brother.
show-
That's your mom?
That's so.
That's weird.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't know about an age gap like that.
Oh, my.
But sometimes it works.
Oh, what age did they meet, though?
Sometimes it doesn't. Don't say
Give
18.
it a reason
Please
for
don't say
the
19.
Because I was
Please
like,
don't say 18.
No. My dad was 50 and my mom was 20. Oh, yeah, let me say it easy. Yeah, it was 25 years.
Yeah.
okay. I also have a friend who's my age and her boyfriend was like 52. Jump scare for
But
real.
it's the same as my parents.
Yeah.
It seems so weird.
It sounds so weird. When I asked her, I was like, to tell me about her boyfriend. And then I asked one day, I was like, so how old is it? Oh, like I would never date like our age. Like, he's like, blah, blah, blah. I said, you like it, I love it. You like it, I love it. But,
Oh, Heart of gold? Big wallet?
So someone said, you live together already, and she's never met your mom?
No.
That was another
That's
comment.
a good one.
OP
Yeah.
responds, to be honest, we've mostly met her friends and family. Things just happen really quickly, and she's never asked that much beyond the fact that I was raised by a single mom. I was actually thinking of arranging to go out to eat with her and my mom so they could meet each other, but my mom has a pretty unpredictable schedule and has been stressed. She's never
I feel
asked?
like it's all, yeah, I was about to say, it's kind of a red flag that she's never asked, but she wants them around like,
That's where I think the age
Yeah.
gap comes into play. Like, it definitely doesn't seem like OP cares enough to know her. 2 months in and you're living together, but you haven't met the mom,
Yeah.
but y'all are living. I would
But
like
it's-
to know where
it's
my
COVID.
see, and that's hard to like. Yeah, but still, like, I would still ask. Let's bring your mom over. We can
Or
go outside the
FaceTime.
but also
backyard.
the fact that it's COVID and they're still going out and doing things.
Oh,
It's
sure.
also like,
Okay,
that makes you put it in
7
perspective, yeah.
figures. I'm sure they can go 10 to 6 feet apart. I'm sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that kind of goes to show the dynamic of the relationship.
Yeah.
You're not asking about the mom. Like, that's
Not
crazy.
asking enough questions for me.
Someone said lots of people have bad days without being demeaning or disrespectful to others. You really need to think about if this is the kind of person you want to tie yourself to. For me, that would be an absolute deal breaker. I do not like spending time with rude, entitled assholes. It was good of your mom to give you the information and leave the decision up to you. It really is up to you to determine if this behavior is something you can live with or not.
I'm aligned because my first thought when you read the story, because her question was like, I don't know what to do. My thing would be like, you need to tell her.
Yeah, you need to
Because-
have a conversation.
At the end of the day, like, you can't just sit in these feelings.
Yeah.
because You're not going to know. You need to talk about it. And the thing is, like, you need to be point blank about it. Like, that was my mom.
Yeah, like I definitely don't think the way she went about it, right? They didn't have sex, so that was kind of like you're withholding something. Like I think OP should have communicated that and said, "Hey, I'm not feeling in a physical state right now. I need to tell you this incident happened."
Yeah.
But also to have that conversation to be like, okay, yes, this is my mother, and that made me more relatable to it. But for you to act like this to strangers
Yeah.
is downright disrespectful.
If it wasn't my mom.
Yeah, I would not want to be around somebody who has that kind of character.
Yeah. Lastly, someone said, I'm seeing more red flags here than the fucking color guard. Yeah, I mean,
That's a short story. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. I've actually never had an experience or been friends with somebody like that to where I had to be like, you're being extremely rude.
Yeah.
And I think I'm fortunate to like not have friends like that.
It puts you in an awkward position too.
Yeah, like how am I going to talk to my friend about this? How do they see that they're not being appropriate right now?
Yeah.
Like,
and then you trying to like calm it down makes more of a scene too. If they're being wild.
And they're receptive to it.
Okay, update.
Oh.
2 days later.
Only 2. Wow.
What do you think is going to happen?
They're broken up.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
She moved out.
You think she moved out? 7 figures, girlfriend, 36. You think she moved out?
Probably.
I hope.
Yeah.
She said her mom was close. Her and her mom. Okay, so there was a lot of tension between me and my girlfriend after I turned down sex the day before yesterday. I was clearly upset about what my mom told me, but didn't know how to confront her. She ended up disappearing into her study after the house manager finished cooking dinner and left.
What?
A house manager is a hired staff that oversees operations of the home. Oh yeah. So this woman's got money.
Yeah.
Yeah, this woman's got money. House
Why
manager.
is she even going out? Like you have someone to cook your meals.
Yeah. So she came out in going out clothes and didn't say anything to me. I asked where she was going and she said nowhere, just meeting up with some friends. I texted her a few hours later to ask if she was coming home to eat or if she needed a driver. She doesn't text back for a while until she sends me back a picture of a hotel drink tab that was in the thousands, saying she was paying for everybody. Then she stops replying to my texts. I don't know who booked the room or who she was with. I hear her stumble in at 3:30 and she reeks of booze and other random smells. She wakes up at 2 p.m. and goes to her study. I go to her study and she doesn't acknowledge me for a good minute. She finally says, last time I checked, you were 21, not 12. Adults speak when they have something on their minds and tells me to come out with it. So I confronted her about being rude to the waitress, my mom. She acknowledged she was at the restaurant, but said none of what I accused her of ever happening. She said that she was served by multiple people and that at a fancy restaurant, waitresses should know to only approach when the customer beckons.
I don't like beckon.
I actually don't like at a fancy restaurant, you should know. You know, that was
True.
like, what? Like,
True.
and she lightly recalls one of them breaking such protocol. When
What happened to human decency? I'm not a robot.
Yeah. So when I asked who she was with last night, she says she's getting bad vibes from this conversation and tells me to leave if I'm going to be a baby.
Now you're throwing the age gap in somebody's face, and it's like, we don't need to be.
None of that, but you just told her, like, talk about what's happening when you're not 12.
Yeah.
And now you're saying, like, oh, these are bad vibes.
Ooh, she's toxic.
This is like, yeah, and I think that's where Lex is talking about that age gap comes into play. Of like, I'm going to talk to you however I want because I make everything here. You're in my house. Like, that's what I think.
There's like a power dynamic.
Yeah.
that she's kind of demanding.
I actually feel bad for OP.
No,
I don't
me
know if
too.
she knows if she is in a power dynamic right now. Okay. OP goes, I'm pretty close to crying, and she says she's been thinking, and this relationship is giving her bad vibes, and maybe I wasn't ready for an adult relationship, and that she clearly misjudged my maturity. She reminded me that I was living with 4 roommates, and now I live like the 1%, and she's helping me go through school. All great ground. Relationship. She said she even introduced me to her well-connected friends, and she told them how I was acting. They were so sorry for her, but she told them that bad moments happen to the best of us. I asked her if she would consider meeting my mom to at least talk things out, and she said she didn't want to meet my mom right now. She wants to help improve my life. This morning, she told me to pick out a dream tote I could use for next semester and joked I was becoming spoiled. I called my mom, and she said I needed to stick to things I knew to be true and that she'd never lied to me before. But what terrifies me is how unprepared I was for her reaction or how scared I was when she asked me to leave. So I guess they got into an argument, and her girlfriend ended up telling her to leave.
Bye.
Yeah. So I don't know what to do. I feel ashamed. She still works extensively with her ex-husband of 11 years, and I feel like I'll never measure up to him.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she's got a lot that she's kind of like rambled on, like, of like how their conversation went, of what that girlfriend said to her. Like, she kind of rambled on there about some things.
About the update.
Yeah, that's crazy. So it looks like she hasn't really talked to her mom about a lot of things. It looks like the girlfriend is kicking her out right now
Yeah.
because the girlfriend is kind of using, I did all these things for you. And that's what I also don't like in this relationship. I did all these things for you, so
You should be grateful.
yeah, like you should be grateful.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Why?
It's unhealthy.
Definitely power dynamic.
Yeah.
You shouldn't want to be treated that way.
Yeah. Okay, so now there's another update. And this update is, am I the asshole for refusing to choose between my mom and my girlfriend? Yesterday, my mom calls and tells me she's been placed on leave from work because my girlfriend contacted the owner and said that she exposed her information to a third party and that she felt her privacy had been violated. These restaurant owners happen to know my girlfriend in passing and has been a very distant acquaintance. My mom says my girlfriend exaggerated her tale to the owner, saying she rattled off numbers of her Amex card to me and also exaggerated the stuff that my mom accused her of. My mom said since it is a she said situation, she needed me to tell the owner. She only described her general behavior and a few true comments that stuck out. I love my mom, but my life with my girlfriend is so intertwined at this point.
No.
I don't know what to do. We're vacationing in the Hamptons, but I moved in with her back in Los Angeles where I'm going to college. She's helped me booking acting jobs. I only secured for a future internship through her. My girlfriend literally got on her knees, cried, and said she worked so hard for everything she had in life, and what my mom said about her could have destroyed her, and that she didn't want to lose me, so she had to call the owner. When my mom called again, she expressed how angry I was that she was giving me this ultimatum and that I wasn't getting involved. She refuses to listen to the fact that I'd be alone and possibly homeless if I choose sides. So Reddit, am I the asshole?
That haven't even met.
Am I the asshole for refusing
that's how
to
they
burn
met.
bridges?
That's how they met.
Yeah.
Now she's in a
She
rock and a hard
wasn't.
place.
She wasn't the asshole until
no.
now.
Yeah.
She's definitely displaying the amount of power that money has on you.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think it has anything to do with the girlfriend now. I think it's the luxury of the life that she's going to live.
And I also think
It
it's
sounds
yeah.
like
Right?
it sounds like because if you're really like you're a terrible person. You did my mom wrong. Like you treat people this way. Like
Like, that's my mom. I'm going to...
let's move on.
Yeah.
But now it's like, well, I heard in the story she's paying for her tuition. She's getting her gig.
Mhm.
That's sticky.
That's sticky. But is it worth your mom losing her job? She didn't have to call. It was. What are they going to do
Yeah,
to
she
her?
did not have to do that.
What?
It could have been what it was. And it's like, if you don't want to apologize, that's already its own thing. But you don't have to
Right.
go on and add to the fire.
Right. Like, they're not going to call this random guest. You know, oh, this happened. No, like, she didn't have to call. Like, nothing's going to happen to this random guest.
Yeah.
Everything's going to happen to the mom because she works there. You know?
Yeah.
And the fact that she exaggerated too, you're not going to say anything about that?
But also, even at the same time, you've been dating for 2 months and your girlfriend's never even seen pictures of your mom, or like your mom's never seen pictures of
Not
your
asking, like...
I mean, granted, like, again, yes, she
Or
didn't ask,
FaceTime.
but like, yeah, something to where you can be like,
This is my mom.
yeah, this old pictures. It's like, how does that not come up?
Yeah.
Living together. 2 months is one thing, but living together.
Living together. You got each other for 24 hours in this house. And during COVID, supposedly, what the fuck else?
How,
was it?
Yeah.
how do I not know what your mom was like?
Exactly. We've
Um,
got no pictures of them or nothing.
I deem her the asshole. I think everybody in here is the asshole.
Oh yeah.
Not the mom, you know? I think
Yeah.
the mom just kind of needed to tell her daughter this is what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't even know me and she treated me like this. Like, what is she doing to other people? Reddit deemed OP
Yeah.
the asshole as well. So we have a comment. You're the asshole, OP. She completely screwed with your mom's livelihood and treated her horribly, but you're siding with your girlfriend? Sounds like you were choosing money over family. Your girlfriend needs to call your mom's work and explain she lied, and then you need to seriously reconsider your relationship. If she treats your mom like that when she's mad, what will she do to you?
I think it'll get worse just in general with this power dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if she already told her to get out, and that's the basis of it.
And she left and didn't hobble in till 3 a.m. morning and no
Feeling
raw,
blue.
no desire to connect with her. Like,
And then she's like, it comes back to the power dynamic of like, well, why do I need to tell you about where my whereabouts are if I'm grown, I'm old enough?
Right.
It's like, okay, yes, I'm older than you, this and that, but we are a team, we are one.
Right.
You shouldn't be doing this.
yeah.
I'm uncomfortable.
OP's the asshole when she could have just told her mom, sided with her mom, and she needs to get out of that relationship.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Immediately. That's a power dynamic for sure.
I like that.
All right, guys. Well, that kind of concludes the podcast. As you can tell, the lighting is very different. This was a very long podcast. I'm so glad we got to introduce Lauren and Lex. I will see y'all next week. Hopefully, y'all go to the gym. Make sure y'all work out. All right. Bye.
Bye.